this Rob Liefeld situation is dope. So let's get into that. Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld says Kevin Feige needs to get off the mound. He got to step down. Is what he said. Let me see if I can bring this article up. Where is it at? Here we go. Robert Liefeld. Where we at? Bring it up. Acting stupid. Acting. As Captain America: Brave New World underperforms. Now, Rob was all over, especially at Marvel. I think I'm back. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Rob Liefeld. Let's get into it. It's acting crazy. Y'all bear with me. Rob Liefeld says the time for Kevin Feige to go as Captain America: Brave New World underperforms. Now, like I was trying to say, even when my mic messed up, Rob Liefeld, big creator over at Marvel at one point in time, helped create Deadpool, amongst other things. Then went on with Todd McFarlane and Mark Silvestri and Eric Larson and some other, I can't really remember all of them right now, Wallace, to create Image Comics, right? But Rob Liefeld had his issues with Kevin Feige, especially after this film underperformed. He says, get Feige off the mound. He's spent. And that's, he's saying that in regards to the drop in the second week sales of Captain America: Brave New World, the second week earnings. I'm with him. I am with him. Get him off the mound. And a lot of people look at me and say, Blue, what? Why would you want to get Feige off the mound? But I'm gonna tell you, he gotta go. Right? He gotta go. You got Rob Liefeld, and a lot of people think Rob ain't the greatest guy, probably an asshole or something like that. But he's questioning whether it's time for Kevin Feige to step down. I've been championing this Kevin, and it ain't hate on. I don't hate Kevin, but I think it's time for him to step down. Now, this is a big claim. Feige, we know, is the architect of the MCU, the man behind this multi-billion-dollar franchise. So even me sitting up here saying it's time for him to step down, he's got all these accolades to say, hey, look, nah, bro, multi-billion-dollar, the highest grossing franchise in all of Hollywood history. Who am I to tell Kevin Feige to step down? Who am I? I'm just a fan, Kev. I'm just a fan, and I've been watching these diminishing returns. I've been watching the underwhelming movies. I've been watching Disney reshuffle its approach to Marvel content. I've been watching. And my conclusion came down to it is time for fresh leadership, new leadership there, man. Now, some might say it's just a rough patch for Marvel. Bounce back, baby. We Marvel, we're gonna bounce back. But I say, I don't think so. Let's take a deep dive. Let's really dive into this conversation. Let's get into it. Let's look at the numbers. Like we know Captain America: Brave New World earned 28.3 in its second weekend, 68% drop from its opening weekend. Now the second weekend drop it's normal for blockbuster movies, but 68%, we know that is a steep decline, one of the worst in the MCU history. We know that. And as I stated earlier, to put it in perspective, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania dropped 70%. The Marvels had a record-breaking 78% drop. That's just to put things in perspective. So it's the Marvels, Quantumania, then Captain America. 3 worst second week drops. Top 3. That's them right there. The crazy thing is Marvel spent big on this movie, regardless of what they're telling you. Marvel spent big on this movie. The report suggested the budget was around 180. That's what Marvel is trying to tell us, 180. Now, the initial reports that came out before Marvel came out and tried to cook the books was around 240 to $300 million. But we'll stick with the 180. That'll be before factoring in marketing cost. So they telling you 180. They always leave out the marketing cost. So when you can when you consider the reshoots, the overall cost of this film, the film is not performing at the level that it needs to turn a significant profit to be viable. So you'll say, well, Blue, why are you blaming Kevin, though? Is he to blame? Is it Kevin Feige's fault? Say this, when a movie underperforms, there are some questions that you ask, right? Is it a bad movie? Is it a bad film? Or was something behind the scenes? Is it bigger issues at play? Now, according to Rob, who I think reads or watches the stuff that I say, he's saying it's Marvel leadership. He's saying it's Marvel leadership. He's making these, everybody talk about it on social media right now. He said, give him Feige, get him off the mound. He's spent. People are agreeing with Rob, which in turn they're agreeing with me. Like we all know, Feige is, the great mastermind. Well, yeah, I give him that credit. Great mastermind of phases 1 through 3. Marvel's golden era. Killed it, unmatched. Especially when it comes, in terms of success, unmatched. But then we get into phase 4, now phase 5, and it's been messy. Some has been good, but overall, there's a lack of direction. What are y'all even doing? What's going on? What's going on? So we got reasons to why people might think Feige needs to step aside. There's no clear plan for the future. None. No clear plan. Right? Back in during the Infinity Saga days, everything was building up to this Avengers Endgame. Seems like we had a clear roadmap. Now it just seemed like the MCU was just throwing ideas at the wall just to see what the hell stick. That's what it seemed like. Now we know Secret Wars is coming. We know that's coming, right? But the lead up to Secret Wars, it ain't been compelling. It ain't been good. This multiverse shit is bad. Like it ain't what it was to build up to Thanos. Getting people involved, want to know what's coming next. For the most part, don't nobody even really care what's next because it's all over the place. Spaghetti Junction around this joint. Then coming into the pandemic, we got an oversaturation of Marvel, right? The movies, Disney Plus shows, been a lot of Marvel content. Quality ain't been a lot of quantity, no quality. The quality ain't been up to par. Secret Invasion, Echo had potential, but they dropped the ball. They ain't just dropped the ball. This was like a pick six or a fumble for a touchdown type dropping the ball. The movies, they just don't feel essential. They don't feel like I need to watch this stuff anymore. The shows, do I need to watch the shows? Seem Feige lied, came out and said, hey man, you ain't got to watch these shows. It won't have no bearing on what's going on. Come to find out, you got to watch the shows in order to know what's going on. You got to. Now, one of my things that I think really hurts him more than not is the poor handling of these characters in these stories. The treatment of these legacy characters is widely controversial. Fans, they're not thrilled with how Thor was handled in Love and Thunder. We ain't gonna get into that, goats and stuff. The multiverse saga hasn't truly delivered its potential. King T'Challa, gone, dead, erased. And now Captain America. And we know Cap, one of the most beloved characters, most beloved heroes. He's now leading a movie that is struggling to keep audiences engaged. He is now struggling to keep audience. Captain America is struggling to keep audiences butts in seats. What does that mean? If Feige isn't handling these major characters correctly, what does that mean for the future of the MCU? The other characters that come in, how would they be handled? This Kane controversy that happened. A lot of people didn't see it coming. We know what happened with Jonathan Majors. Salute to the homie JM. But this Kane situation, it was a lot of controversy with that. Jonathan Majors having a situation, them making Kane this big bad and placing him all over everything, having the next saga ultimately revolve around Kane. It's like they put all their eggs into one basket. So when JM had his legal troubles, when they killed T'Challa, they didn't know how to pivot. They didn't know how to pivot, man. Now they scrambling to figure out the next big bad, the next villain. Kang Dynasty is no more. They replaced it with Doomsday. Rehired Robert Downey Jr. Why? I don't know. When you look back at those phases, 4 and 5, and you stack them up against 1 through 3, you have to compare really how smooth Feige was and his built up and him building up Thanos across these multiple movies. They did such a dope job. Well, it's a completely different ball game now. Way big different ball game now. Now let's talk about maybe he should stay. Maybe Feige should stay. Let's be you know what I'm saying. Let's counter the point. Let's be fair with it, because possibly is an argument for Feige to stay. He's proven himself one of the greatest producers of all time. He's done that. Like I said, you got to give him his accolades. Got to give him his just due. And no one else has pulled off something like this. Nobody else has had a connected cinematic universe in Hollywood the way the MCU has. Even despite of these missteps, nobody has done that. That is a hard feat to do. And he still has the opportunity to course correct, to make things right. He's got the opportunity to do that. give Deadpool and Wolverine to him, but it was under the Marvel Studios banner, so he gets a W in the win column on that. Big win. We got Fantastic Four coming up. Marvel's first family. Would that be a big win? I don't know. I'm not necessarily looking forward to it, but I hear that there's a lot of hype behind this movie. Can it deliver? X-Men are on the way. X-Men are on the way. Y'all hear me, ladies and gentlemen? Hello? X-Men are on the way. Will Feige do what needs to be done to make these projects hits? Then, if you are under the assumption that he should leave, if you are on that bandwagon with me driving, you do have to ask the question. If Feige, if not him, if we get Feige out of there, then who replaces Feige? That's the bad thing. Who replaces Feige? It's hard. It's like trying to move on from a quarterback when ain't no more. When ain't no more quarterbacks out there. It's hard. Finding that replacement, it will be crucial. Devastating if done wrong. And even going against me, there's no clear candidate right now who can pull this job off, who could manage this massive franchise, this massive IP. But I want him gone, ladies and gentlemen. Get Feige off the mound. I'm with him. I'm with Rob. Get Feige off the mound. Go that way. Get him off the mound. But I want to ask y'all, what do you think? What do y'all think? Is it time for Marvel to send Kevin Feige packing? Or should he be given the time to fix this situation? Even though I think he's had ample time, but is it a bigger is Brave New World just a bump in the road, or are we looking at bigger issues here? Bad writing, bad CGI, bad villain placement, bad marketing. Should be things that can be fixed, right? I doubt it. I doubt fix these things. But y'all let me know in the comments down below what y'all think about Rob Liefeld and Kevin Feige. Is there beef? Nah, ain't no beef. Ain't no beef. Ain't no